What's good, Ragnar? How you doing, man? Oof. Oh, wow. What's good, Fuzzy? How you doing, man? Yes, sir. I've been relaxing pretty much all day. Ooh. Mhm. Yes, sir. Fuzzy, how's everything going with you tonight, man? Hmm. Rock fan, what's good, Rock fan? How you doing out there? The lobby is already accepting applications. How's everything going with you guys tonight? What y'all got going out there? Ragnar, Rock fan, Fuzzy, and of course, all of the haters that are already being sent back to the lobby. Cost said, "Yo, can you individually explain your beliefs?" Yeah, my beliefs are that people should not operate off belief, especially when we're talking science and history. So I believe that my beliefs don't actually matter when we're talking in science history. And so we usually never talk about that. But I do believe in the scientific method, and I do believe that primary documents are the only way to even come close to confirming what actually happened in history. And thank you for that question. I appreciate it. Yeah, like the video, guys, if you don't mind, please. 4V said you don't understand the scientific method. Hold up. Yeah, not only do I understand the scientific method, we are the guardians of the scientific method, my friend. Get mad. That's an interesting perspective. I don't know if I've heard that explained before. Carl said, I used to hate, but realized everyone's opinions don't matter. Have a good one. Absolutely, Cost. I think the most important thing is that, we don't judge other people for exercising their ability to think freely, even if they're wrong. That's the good thing about free thought is that you can be wrong, and that, allows us to, create the building blocks to one day being correct. So, You have to allow people the room to be wrong and not be so judgmental. Kago said, how is the earth not moving? Kago, before I answer that question, let me ask you this. Kago, have you ever seen any scientific experiments that prove that the earth is moving? Do you actually know of any definite scientific experiments that prove the earth is moving? Do you know of any? And don't say the Foucault's pendulum, because the Foucault's pendulum does not prove the earth is moving. At the very most, it establishes a correlation between the earth spinning and the pendulum, but it doesn't even pretend to address whether or not the earth is moving around the sun. So, even if you could prove that the earth was spinning, the fact that you can't prove it's moving around the sun debunks the idea that it would be spinning in general. So we're mainly talking about the earth moving around the sun, but either way, I want to know if you know of any experiments that actually prove the earth is moving. Talking to Kago. Ill asked me the same question. How is the earth not moving? Ill, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked the last guy. Do you know personally of any scientific experiments that prove the earth is moving around the sun? I'm just curious. I don't mind answering your question, but I want to see if you can answer mine first. Do you actually even know of any experiments that prove the earth is moving around the sun? Okay, what experiments do you know of that prove the earth is moving around the sun? We're talking to Ill right now. Ill said yes, he does. All right, name those experiments. Greg, day and night do not prove the earth spins. Ill said the Morley experiment. Ill, why are you trolling us? The Michelson and Morley experiment proves that the earth is not moving. Yes, he stopped trolling us, man. What happened to the dude that asked the question the first time? He never responded. That was Kago. Kago, what happened to you, bro? Shout out CSC and Robbie. I appreciate that. Robbie said, I've watched for like 2 minutes. Now I think the earth is flat. All right. VJ said, I was going to respond to you, VJ, until I saw your other comment. You can go back to the lobby. What's up, Michael? How's everything going with you, man? I'm chilling. What's up, Dr. A? CSE, what you think the whole map of the Earth looks like? I have no way of knowing that, CSE. I just know about the ancient maps that we used to have on the Earth that, for obvious reasons, they try to hide from us because they've taken so much land off. So that's the only thing I can be sure of at this point. Ragnar, I see you down there. Thank you so much for that. I am said Earth is not flat. I never said the Earth is flat. I said it's not a globe, my friend. Yeah, I see why you have that name. It's because you can't read, bro. Yeah, that's why you have that name. If you learn how to read, then maybe women will like you more. Robbie said, no jokes on this one. Explain why the Earth is still. Yeah, I don't mind that, Robbie. But first, I want to ask you this. Do you have any scientific evidence or experiments that prove that the Earth is moving around the sun? Do you know of any? If you don't know of any, you can say no, and I'll answer your question. If you do know of some, you can say yes. I'll ask you what they are, and then I'll answer your question. All right? Kataya said, hey, why do you think we aren't African? Kataya, because I study a lot of history, and I know for a fact that the term African is the name of some Europeans. And so to call yourself African if you're from the African, modern day Africa, it's disrespectful to your ancestors, number one. And number two, it's because the slaves in America did not come from Africa. Yeah, they came from America. And there are indigenous populations all around the planet that are dark skinned that did not come from Africa. But the reason why the Europeans tell them that they come from Africa is because they're in the process of taking their land. Thank you for that question. Okay, Robbie said, all right, I'm in. No, but lack of evidence is not evidence. I agree, Robbie. Lack of evidence is not evidence, depending on what specific situation you're talking about, right? So, yeah, I just wanted to know if you knew of any experiments or anything like that before I go into mine, because a lot of times I start explaining stuff and then people will be like, well, just because there's that one experiment, that doesn't mean. I'm like, okay, well, but if you have zero and I have one is greater than zero, So I just want to make sure we're clear about that. So as the other person brought up, the Michelson and Morley experiment is one such experiment that attempted to prove the Earth is moving and failed. There's also another experiment called Airy's failure. Like I said, like I always say on here, the theory of relativity itself is based on the fact that we cannot prove the Earth is moving from Earth. Okay, so the fact that all of the experiments we've ever done have failed, this is what led to them creating the theory of relativity. This is why you guys get taught about Einstein in school to this day, because they're teaching you why we can't prove the Earth is moving. All right, I want you to understand this. The reason why you learn about Einstein at all, when you learn about Einstein, that's them teaching you why we can't prove the Earth is moving. How do we know we can't prove the Earth is moving? Because of all the experiments that have been done that have not been able to prove it. So that's the answer. You got the Michelson and Morley, the Airy's failure. Even, people like to bring up the ring laser gyroscope. The ring laser gyroscope also proves the Earth is not moving. All right? Sam said, so you're smarter than Einstein? Nope. Me and Einstein both agree that you cannot prove the Earth is moving from Earth. Think about it. Me and Einstein both, I quoted Einstein just now. So for you to say that I think that I'm smarter than Einstein, that is you demonstrating a fundamental misunderstanding of the conversation we're having and the words that are coming out of my mouth. What's up, Mr. True History? Robbie says, so if the earth is not moving, how does the sun rise? The sun rises because the sun is in motion. That probably sounds too logical for you, right? Why does the sun rise? Well, because the sun is rising.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is that you want
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
us to. So wait a minute. What you're saying is that you want us to put water on the crops.
Yes.
Water. Like out the toilet?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be out of the toilet, but yeah, that's the idea.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Kataya said, how can we have the moon and sun out at the same time? What is moving? I would say that they are both moving. Yeah, I would say they're both moving. By the way, since you brought up the moon, okay? I saw this earlier. People come up here and they always ask about the phases of the moon, and I don't really have an answer to give them because, as you know, I like to keep it purely scientific up here. But I think representations are good as well, right? You guys always say stuff like, explain the phases of the moon. How come the moon is a sphere? A lot of people have seen this before, right? A lot of people have seen this before, right? Shout out FE Dave. So first and foremost, all of these different, photos, if you will, these all look like spheres, right? Now, of course, I don't have the video to show you, but none of these are spheres, just so you know. Not a single one of these are spheres. One of them is a circle. The other one is a bowl. You know what I mean? None of them are spheres, even though they look like it. But that's just a side note. You see how, we always talk about space being water, right? Isn't it interesting that we talk about space being water? And on this non-sphere, right? On this non-sphere, using water, you see how you get the exact same result? Isn't that interesting? I'm not saying this is what's going on with the phases of the moon. All right? I'm not saying this is what's going on with the phases of the moon. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you can recreate the exact same result and you don't necessarily need a sphere. All right? None of these items are spheres, even though they look like it. All right? That's just a sidebar. That's just a sidebar. You know what I mean? She brought up the moon, and so, I just wanted to bring that up. Sambro said that doesn't prove anything. Right, Sambro, but ask yourself this. What proof do you have that the earth is a globe or that the moon is a sphere? Think about it. What proof do you have that the moon is a sphere? You don't have any proof that the moon is a sphere. I'm just saying, you guys say it's a sphere because it looks like it. Well, this debunks that right now. Just because these look like a sphere, that don't mean it is. All right? That's my point. So I wasn't bringing that up to prove anything other than the fact that just because something looks like a sphere, that don't mean it is. Dashing said overwhelming proof. Well, what is that overwhelming proof, Dashing? Don't just say it, spray it. Let us know, what is that overwhelming proof? Because we've yet to see it. What's good, self-made? What's good, Terry?
Mango, Terry. Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord. Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord. Oh, jeez.
Shout out my dog, Terry. Maddie, what's up, Maddie? If the earth is flat. You see how Robbie, like now you're trying to deflect and talk about flat earth. And I understand why you're doing that. I just want to point it out though. We were talking about whether or not we have actual evidence that the earth is a globe or that the earth is moving. And now Robbie has completely abandoned that conversation. He's like, okay, well, but what about flat earth? I never said nothing about that. What the said, you're the one making extraordinary claims, so you need to bring up extraordinary evidence. Number one, I don't need to do anything. I don't even know you. Number two, I've already done that. Thank you. Robbie said, I'm just interested in the stuff you're talking about. You said, if the earth is flat, what's on the other side? I never said the earth is flat. So when you say you're interested in the stuff that I'm talking about, but you're talking about flat earth, you are either one, a liar, or two, what are you? If you're not lying, then what are you? Oh, hell.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance. Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance. Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Michael said, I'll take trolling for 400, Alex. Shout out, Michael. Neen, I don't really have that many thoughts on it. Yeah, nothing scientific. Although I believe it's real, of course. Jerome said Earth is a donut. Jerome is talking about our electromagnetic field, all right? Shout out to you, Jerome. Every day he said there's a lot of proof that the Earth is a sphere. You guys are just repeating yourselves now, all right? I've already heard that like 5 times today. Well, there's a lot of proof. At some point, are any of you guys going to give us proof that the Earth is a sphere? At any point today. Robbie said no need for the hostility. Robbie, there is tons of need for the hostility, all right? Tons of need. Shout out Mo Shady. Mo Shady said the earth is measured flat every single time, every single place on the planet. Mo Shady, this is a fact. Mo Shady, I'm going to add you as a mod. All right, don't make me regret it, please. Only get rid of the people that are trolling or saying stuff that is clearly against TOS. Here we go. Canadian said, if Earth is not moving, how do the stars change position in the sky? Sir, this might sound too logically for you, but here you go. All right, the stars are moving because the stars are moving.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is that you want us to put water on the crops.
Yes.
Water. Like out the toilet?
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be out of the toilet, but yeah, that's the idea.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Yeah, guys, do me a favor. Please like the video if you don't mind. And sub if you like the content. If you don't, then please don't. All right, I would bid you not do that. Terry said any proof of globe Earth will be utter nonsensical word salad. Elianto said, what do you think of evolution? I think evolution is a non-scientific theory. Not that it does not have any evidence or any credence, but it has not been shown to be proven scientifically. Robbie said, you said it measured flat. Then what is, Robbie, I was reading a comment I was reading a comment that the earth is measured flat, yes. But we're talking about the surface, Robbie, all right? You absolute imbecile. The surface is measured flat. If we're talking about the shape, flat is not a shape, all right? So when you're asking me, well, what's on the other side of the flat earth? I never said the earth was flat, all right? He said that the earth is measured flat. That's correct. The surface of the earth is measured flat every single time. Somebody with a name I can't pronounce. It's time for us to open the discussion about multiple origin theory. All right, well, open it up. What's on your mind? Let us know. Yeah, say something that's enlightening and I'll read it. Shout out Curtis. I see you, Curtis. What's good, Vic? I see you down there, Vic. Yeah, I see you down there, Vic. What do you mean by we are not African? Aussie man, how interesting. Well, Aussie man, if you are from Australia, you should know a lot about this, right? So there's a group of Europeans that travel around the planet stealing people's land and stealing their name. Now, these groups of Europeans, instead of telling the offspring of the people whose land they took that they took their land, they tell them that they came from Africa. You know, very inconspicuous. So, like I said, if you're from Australia, you know all about this. Curtis said hello from Virginia. Curtis, how you doing out there, man? Always good to see my fellow, I mean, not my fellow Virginians, but always good to see my Virginians in the chat, man. One of the most historically rich places on the planet. Yeah, like the video, guys, if you don't mind, please. And sub if you like the content. Mr. True History was good. AGM said, why does the sky appear to rotate around Polaris in the north and around a completely different point in the south? The reason why they appear to do that is because when you look at the stars, you are seeing them at an apparent location. Just like when you see the sun, really, all right? You know, when things are really far away, you don't see them exactly where they're at. You see them at an apparent location. So if you do believe the stars are millions of miles away, of course, you're not seeing them at their exact spot. So that's why you know, see different things when you're looking from different angles. Shout out Matt West, I see you. Super said, Mo Shady, all stars rotate east to west. Same direction, not different directions. And the evolution timeline, wrong, saying millions of years, but it's thousands of years, not millions. Canadian said, why would the stars move and not the earth? I don't know why. I'm just telling you what is, okay? Aussie said Australians didn't have slaves, so we don't know about that stuff, man. Oh, how hilarious. Well, I guess you don't know that much about the history of your country, because I didn't say that they came over here and necessarily enslaved them. I said they came over here, took the land from the people who were originally here, and then they pretend to be the people who they took the land from. Yeah, I don't know if you know, bro, but unless you are an indigenous Australian, you're a British guy. Yeah, you're like British or Scottish or some shit like that. Yeah, you're not Australian, boy. Sorry, I didn't mean to go there because, you know, I love all my Australians. You guys know I parley with a bunch of my Australians in here. But they know what the real history of their land is. They would never deny that. They're like, yeah, our ancestors came here, got sent here on ships from Scotland, some of them, from Britain. You're a British guy pretending to be Australian, exactly like I said. And not pretending, okay, not pretending. I'm just saying your ancestors pretended to be Australian. Now you're Australian. Curtis said Virginia history is BS. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm up here correcting it for the most part. Canadian said, what is your thoughts on fossils? Do you just think they are fake? Well, I would say that it's on a case-by-case basis. But, yeah, I don't necessarily think that fossils are fake. But just because you find a fossil, that doesn't mean that the story you tell about the fossil is real. Like the video, guys, if you don't mind, and sub if you like the content. Something in Russian said, how do I call in? What do you want to call in about, sir? Mo Shady says space violates the second law of thermodynamics. Gas pressure needs a container. Curtis said, thank you for doing what you're doing. Curtis, thank you for doing what you're doing. For not being an idiot. You know, I appreciate that there are other intelligent people for me to converse with. Arma said a certain billionaire South African said that there is water in the atmosphere on Joe Rogan's show. The firmament is real. Matif said, yeah, fossils are a bunch of guesswork. They just call it educated guesses. Right, that's basically what I'm saying. Not that fossils are fake, but I don't have to accept every story you tell me about the fossil. Space itself said water is clear. Mr. True History, thank you so much for all your hard work. You see how mad that Australian was getting? But he's like, don't call me British. Don't call me British. I love my Australian people, but you know this is what y'all like, don't call me British. I am not British. Sure you're not, little buddy. Oh, I love you guys so much. Like the video, please, if you don't mind. Sub if you like the content, all right? Levi said they take our culture and tell you guys that we're friendly, but they still take land now through their corporations. Yeah, W Levi in the chat. What the ass about carbon-14 dating? What the carbon dating only goes back at the most 80,000 years. And really, you don't even go back that far. So if you're going to rely on carbon-14 dating, you're not going to be able to date anything past, definitely not past 1 million years. That's crazy. What do you want to debate about? I already asked you that. You didn't answer. What do you want to debate about? Oh, you said you want to talk about the Earth not being a globe? Okay, do you have scientific evidence that the Earth is a globe, or are you just going to come up here and give us your opinion? I'll still let you do it if it's your opinion. I just want to know first so I can mentally prepare myself. You're going to come up here and give us your opinion, or do you have scientific experiments? Yeah, physics is too ambiguous. Do you have scientific experiments, or is it like just your opinion and you're going to throw some physics in there to make it sound good? Mo Shady said there is no scientific evidence of gravity. Terry said, what is the shape of America? Exactly, Terry. That's a good question, right? When they ask about the shape of the earth, it's like you're asking about a very complicated organism. You know what I mean? That's like asking, what is the shape of your body? Or what is the shape of America? What's the shape of California? It don't have a specific shape, all right? Is that all you guys can think about is shapes? Are we really still in you can only think about things in terms of a square, circle, triangle? If it's not a square, a circle, or a triangle, I don't get it. That's literally you guys. Like Rob, I like shapes. I like shapes. I color shapes. All right, that's that. I'm doing too. All right, come on. I'm just saying this is what y'all sound like though. I mean, it has to be a shape. Triangle, square. Something said, I'll use scientific evidence. See, that's still too ambiguous something. Listen, I'm going to let you up anyway, okay? You don't have to lie. I'm still going to let you up. Do you have scientific experiments? That's what I know. Do you have scientific experiments, or in the case of the earth being a globe, do you have direct measurements? If the answer is no, I'll still bring you up. Dr. A said, butter toast. I mean, I don't know if you meant it like that, Dr. A, but that's how I took it. Butter toast, butter toast. My God. I mean, that is literally who we're talking to in the chat. We're talking to a bunch of Ed and Eds. Not even Eddie. My bad. No, we're talking to a bunch of Eds and Eddies. Not double Ds. Just Eds and Eddies. Yeah. Double D was a smart one. So we're talking to a bunch of Eds and Eddies. Did you guys watch that show? Do you know what that show is about? It's about you. Oh yeah, go watch it. Go watch it. Yeah. Double D, that's what I'm saying. So we're not talking about, it's just a bunch of single Ds and a bunch of Eddies in the chat. Butter toast, butter toast. All right, let's move on from that. Bro's correct, I'm not African. Shout out Jello. What's up, Jello? Mo Shady said lights in the sky, not planets. Mo Shady also said not a sphere. The earth is measured flat. Songwriter said, and their best friend Plank. You know, Plank was the friend, was the best friend of that bald dude. The funny part about it is that bald dude was actually kind of smart. Isn't it interesting that all the foreigners in that community were the smart ones? It was a community of, how do I say this? Trailer park people. Yeah, it's a community of trailer park people. And the people that were not trailer parky, the foreigners that they hated so much, those were the smart ones. Right, the Latino dude, Ralph. Is it Ralph? Ralph was right. Ralph was like building literally everything. He was like the classic Mexican. He literally could do everything, just like a real Mexican. Duh, that was hilarious. Anyways, let's move on. All right, this is getting a little out of hand. Robbie said, I work with satellite dishes. How can I calculate the position of the satellite if the Earth is not a globe? Listen, satellites don't prove the shape of the Earth, okay? The only thing that satellites prove is that the Earth is not moving. COM, thank you for the 30 jewels. I appreciate that.
Donations. Gifts.
Guys, like the video, please, if you don't mind. Sub if you like the content, okay? I love every single last one of you. Monroe said the world is not flat and it is not a globe. Well, I appreciate you exercising some critical thinking. Lid said Eratosthenes, an ancient Greek, used mathematics to measure the planet's circumference. Foolish child.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance. Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
No, Eratosthenes did not do that. Okay? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, first of all, Eratosthenes, even if you're saying that he measured the earth being quote unquote curved, he would have only measured the earth being curved between 2 points. Okay? Measuring between 2 points is not the same thing as measuring the entire circumference. Measuring between 2 points is not the same thing as measuring the entire circumference. Hold on one second. I got more to say on that. Hold on. Okay, so also, Eratosthenes did not even prove that the Earth's surface was curved. Because we have divergent rays, that experiment proves that the Earth's surface is actually flat, not curved. I'm going to show you a representation of what that looks like, okay? This is what that looks like, okay? When you do the experiment, you get the result that Eratosthenes got on the experiment with a curved surface only if you have parallel rays. If you have divergent rays, then that experiment is consistent with a flat surface. All right? Again, this is why you have to double check history when you read stuff in history book. Because in a history book, they teach you that Eratosthenes proved the Earth's surface was curved, but Eratosthenes never did that. All right, Eratosthenes actually proved the Earth's surface was flat. You see, divergent rays. If we have parallel rays, then you could say that he proved that the Earth's surface is curved in between these 2 points. Not that the Earth is a sphere, all right? We have divergent rays, not parallel rays, all right? You see why I say history is 100% lies? Look at the Eratosthenes. They tell you that Eratosthenes proved that the Earth was a sphere. He never did anything remotely close to that. That is a 100% lie. Did Eratosthenes do an experiment? He did an experiment. Did that experiment prove that the Earth's surface was a globe? No, it proved the opposite. So the story is the opposite of the truth. It's a 100% lie. Well, what's the opposite of the truth? 100% lie. Mo Shady said Eratosthenes measured his angles from a horizontal plane. AGM said, can you provide a flat Earth map that actually predicts the positions of every star? Wow, you are incredibly dumb, AGM.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
What's going on? All right, listen. I'm gonna tell you why that's dumb. Number one, if we are talking about a map of the Earth, the idea that it would map the stars seems a little antithetical to reality. Person with the name I can't pronounce, let's try not to bring up that subject, all right? That is a censored subject. Hold up. Yeah, let's not bring up let's not bring that up again if you don't mind. I can't pronounce your name, but the person whose comment I'm deleting right now, all right? Oops, dang it. Yeah, please don't bring that subject up again. I would appreciate that. All right, real quick. Number one, it seems antithetical to logic to be asking about an accurate map that can accurately map the stars if we're talking about the Earth. I'm just saying, if you want an accurate map of the Earth, then you would want it to accurately map the locations on Earth, right? Not the stars. But, you know, since you brought it up, let's talk about what did you say? You said the positions of every stars, the north and south poles, the seasons, the sunrise, the eclipses, and flight distances. Okay, all of these things, except the eclipses, right? Because I don't know anything about eclipses necessarily. All the things that you named were discovered during the time and mapped out during the time that people thought the Earth was flat. So these are all technically flat Earth measurements. Did you know that? Did you know that we made our lines of longitude and latitude by taking angular measurements to the stars? Did you know that? That every single position of the stars is mapped out assuming a flat base. We know that because it was mapped out before they thought the Earth was a globe. Do you understand? That it's been mapped out for thousands of years, way before that. So when you bring up anything about the stars, every time we look at the stars and we use the stars to navigate, that's us using a flat Earth model. Do you understand? Every time we use lines of latitude and longitude, that's us using a flat Earth model. Do you understand? The lines of latitude, if you guys want to know if I'm wrong or right, just look this up. You can easily Google this. How were the lines of longitude and latitude made or discovered? They were made or discovered by taking angular measurements to the stars, by looking at the path of the sun, right? You keep bringing up the path of the sun, the movement of the sun, time zones. All these things were made assuming a flat Earth. So these are all flat Earth models that you're using when you look at these things and you use them. Celestial navigation, period, is a flat Earth model. All right. You don't have any measurements on the Earth that are not a flat Earth model. You don't have not even one. Because like I said, the lines of longitude and latitude themselves, every plane flight uses a flat Earth model. Every plane flight. If you use lines of longitude and latitude, that's a flat Earth model. The lines of longitude and latitude were made taking flat Earth measurements to the stars. That's a fact. So again, like I said, I don't know why you would even bring that up because it accents your ignorance. I'm sorry. I'm reading these dumb comments. Guys, do me a favor, like the video if you don't mind, and please sub if you like the content. But did you? I asked you if you were gonna give me a scientific experiment. You never answered me. You just said physics. I'm talking to something in Russian. I asked, are you gonna give me a scientific experiment? You just said, I'm gonna give you physics. Yeah, no, you didn't. Are you going to give me a scientific experiment? Yes or no? Yeah, satellites are not a scientific experiment, bro. All right. Saying satellites is not a scientific experiment. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't have time to be explaining all this stuff to you, you know what I mean, in real time, bro. All right. Satellites are not an experiment. So you're not going to come up with an experiment then. I'll still let you up, but just know that that's not an experiment. All right, listen, if you guys want to call in, you hop in the Discord, all right? When you get in the Discord, you join the live show tab, and then I will bring you up. All right, thank you. All right, guys. Again, like the video, please. Sub if you like the content. If you would like to call in, the Discord is on my page. When you get in there, join the live show tab, and I will bring you up at my own leash. All right. Chargers, are you up here to troll?
No, I'm not up here to troll, bro.
Are you the dude that I was just talking to in the chat?
Nah.
All right.
I'm actually my name on YouTube is Rich Reminder 94.
Rich Reminder. All right. What's on your mind, Rich?
I was the one that sent the comment the other day, and I was explaining how basically the Chinese zodiac has dragons on it also with other animals. That should show a lot of people that, come on now, it's not just coincidence.
Right. Yeah. That's why I just try to help people understand how dumb they sound. And like, if you guys really, if you watch my show, you know that that's my main function on here. Is I want you to understand how dumb you sound, so that way you can self-correct. So I'm not really taking them serious. I'm just like, listen, if you believe that something is real that has no evidence, when there are thousands upon thousands of different documented cases of people talking about dragons, then more power to them. They're just religious, but they sound stupid. Yeah, they sound stupid.
My bad.
No, you can go ahead.
Not only that, it's a bunch of movies. Not even, you don't have to believe in movies, of course, because a lot of movies, of course, have fake stuff in it. But there's a lot of hidden truths and stuff. And if they keep showing you stuff in patterns, over and over and over. Patterns don't lie. Numbers don't lie. People do, but numbers and patterns don't. And that the pattern keeps coming up in history over and over about dragons.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, man. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
That's all I wanted to get on here and say. I just wanted to add on to what you be saying.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. You're welcome up here anytime. And what was your name again in the chat?
Reminder 94.
All right, if I see you in there, I'll add you as a mod, all right?
Okay, sure.
I appreciate it, man. Dan, I'm trying to invite you up, but it won't let me invite you. I think that has something to do with you guys not verifying your age. Yeah, I don't know about all that, Dan. All right, if you want to come up, you gotta do something with the verification so that way I can invite you to speak, brother. All right. Until then, back to the chat. Mr. Hanky, what happened to the dragons? That's a good question. Yeah. They're probably on the continents that we don't have access to. The Mayans, the Aztecs, the Chinese, and the Japanese have all been aware of dragons. Marco Polo also witnessed dragons on his journey through Asia. Absolutely. Mr. True History said like and sub if you guys enjoy the content only. Mo Shady said name a map that is not a flat map. Salman said, why is history 100% lies? Salman, the reason why history is 100% lies is because of history textbooks. They do not teach you what is written down in primary documents. So I'm suggesting people go do their own research. Ugh. Again, if you guys want to call in, the Discord is open, okay? Join the live show tab when you get in there. I don't know how Discord does their age verification thing, but I think you have to do something along those lines to make sure that you're 18. All right? D-roll, I never said the earth is flat, but if you have scientific evidence that the earth is a globe, feel free to drop it on us. If you don't have it, then, that makes you religious, but there's nothing wrong with that. Mo Shady said Google Earth's elevation profile is a horizontal plane, another flat map. WTF, thank you. I appreciate you for letting us know that. The Rodriguez twins saying Earth is flat makes your religious? Makes your religious?
What the hell is even that?
Well, shout out you. I appreciate the attempt, you know what I mean? Hey, every now and then we swing and it's a strike, Strike one. Hey, maybe next time, right? Maybe next time. Oh, shout out the Rodriguez twins, man. We appreciate you for tuning in. Also, I never said the earth was flat, Rodriguez twins, so technically that's strike two. You know what I mean? Hey, you got 2 swings and 2 misses with 1 pitch. I don't know how you did that. Yeah, that was a talented miss you just did. I've never seen anybody miss that spectacularly, Rodriguez twins. Buddy brought up flat Earth, and I didn't even bring it up, and he had a typo at the same time. Hey, if only two wrongs made a right. Che Guy, how does we equal not African? Excuse me. Listen, the reason why I say we're not from Africa is because the out of Africa theory is a lie that can be traced back to some European, and the Atlantic slave trade is a lie that, you know, can be traced back to some Europeans. I don't mean it like that, okay? The slaves in America came from America, all right? In order to justify taking people's land, they just tell them that they come from Africa. And it's not all Europeans that do that. So let me not, you know, make it sound like I'm trying to, you know, but it is a group of Europeans though. Hood Known said America is the true old world. Big Cat said, you look like Scottie Pippen. Big Cat, I do get that a lot. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you very much. I love that I walk around looking like a 6'10" millionaire professional athlete. Guys, like the video for me, please, if you don't mind. And sub if you like the content. Mr. Hanky said, that's a good point. Are you religious? I do not consider myself to be religious, no. Jesse said dinosaurs equals dragons. Yes, dinosaurs are provably fake and made up. Dragons are not made up and real. So when people quote unquote find dinosaur fossils, these are just dragon fossils that they are trying to rename. But I won't allow it, all right? I will not allow it. Did I get rid of the Carlton? I think I did get rid of the Carlton, huh? Oh, no, I did. It's right here. My bad. I thought I deleted that one. VR said the hair looks fake. Alan said everyone's land is stolen from someone. Very convenient, Alan. Very convenient for you, right? Yeah, Alan, I wager that you are probably a part of the group that is responsible for stealing other people's land. That's why you want people to believe that, you know, everybody does it. No, I promise, it's not just me that's evil. Everybody's evil. I swear to God. Yeah, no, Alan, all right? All of us are not evil like you. Like the video, please, if you don't mind. How does the moon show on different sides? What do you mean by that? What do you mean, how does the moon show on different sides? XX said, what is the difference between a dragon and a dinosaur? Well, people claim that most dinosaurs didn't fly, and most people, when they think about dragons, they think of a flying animal. Now, that is not the correct definition of dragon, but that's the only distinction that I'm making, is the way that people think about these animals. Fuzzy, thank you for the 6-7. I appreciate that.
Donations, gifts.
Shout out Fuzzy. Mr. Hanky says a Komodo dragon can get itself pregnant. Is that actually true? I'm not familiar with that. Is that true? Izzy said dinosaurs can fly, though. I agree, Izzy. That's why I said most. People think that most dinosaurs couldn't fly. And then when they think about dragons, they only think about flying. So I'm only claiming that there's a difference in the way people think about these things. Blinky said, I had homemade spaghetti and meatballs today. Blinky, I'm glad to hear that. That's actually my favorite meal. Please save me some. Yeah, Levi, you're right about that comment, but let's make sure that we censor certain words, all right? I'm talking about the MASSACR, INDEPENDENT. Mr. True History said, like and sub if you guys enjoy the content. I love and appreciate you. Cam said, I agree with everything. Nye Elmers, dinosaurs equals pterodactyls. Yeah, right. That's what the other person was saying, that some dinosaurs definitely could fly, allegedly. But in my opinion, they were all just dragons. Somebody said Earth is an elliptoid. Do you have any scientific evidence that proves this? Or do you just believe this because you were taught it in school? No judgment either way. Crushin said, can you explain America's Atlantis? I would love to. Hold on, give me a second. Kara said, were there wyverns? I think wyverns are just another type of dragon, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so let's talk about America being Atlantis. Mr. Henke said, why is it called the Atlantic Ocean? Mr. Henke, it's called the Atlantic Ocean for the same reason that it used to be called the Ethiopian Ocean. That's because it led to Atlantis, or it led to what used to be called Ethiopia. So the ATL letter grouping etymologically comes from America. So off that alone, America being Atlantis is the only option. Or the Atlantean civilization coming out of America is the only option. Literally just based on etymology. But when you couple that with the ancient stories that describe where Atlantis is geographically, the ancient maps that show you where Atlantis is geographically, and of course the gold and the technology that that was found by the original settlers here, not the original Spanish explorers. There's not even a question whether or not America was called Atlantis and was the ancient civilization that they referred to as Atlantis, at least at one point. All right. Now, was this civilization at one point around the entire world? That surely is a possibility, and there's a lot of evidence that suggests this. I'm just saying in more recent time, that civilization was confined to the island of Atlantis, which is in America. So when I say that the ATL letter grouping comes from America, it's because this letter grouping only exists in American words and languages. All right. A lot of people say that it actually comes from the Greek. It does not come from the Greek. Okay. It comes from America. That's why the ATL letter grouping is in so many different American words and languages. So, you still have cities with that exact name today. Then you have Seattle. What was the other word? What was the feathered serpent? Quetzalcoatl, right? Like the term Quetzalcoatl is an American term talking about the feathered dragon, ironically, right? Quetzalcoatl is a term in ancient American languages that means dragon. You see how it has the ATL letter grouping in it. The city of Seattle, SEATL, it's ATTL, but you understand phonetically it's the same letter grouping. So that's my point. That letter grouping, it comes from America, period. Yeah, Quetzalcoatl, thank you. That's what I'm saying. So you see Quetzalcoatl, which ironically is referring to a dragon. That's an American word that also has the ATL letter grouping in it. So anytime you see the ATL letter grouping, you know that that word was invented in America, period. Artificially unintelligent says, I don't understand etymology. Yeah, listen, just understand that there's a reason why they gave you that name, all right? There's a reason why we gave you that name, artificially unintelligent, all right? We named you that for a reason, okay? Calm down. The Nautilus said it doesn't. It means feathered serpent god. All right. So I said it means feathered serpent. You're saying that I'm wrong. It means feathered serpent god. Okay. Thank you. Double E said, you sound respectful enough that I kind of just want to believe you. You're not even hating on others for not agreeing. I never hate on other people for not agreeing. Okay? I love when people disagree. I only hate on people when they hate on me. You know, people don't like me exercising my free speech. You know, and everybody is entitled to their own opinions and their own beliefs. You know, that's what makes me so special, you know? Hey, this is why the women like me so much, because I'm constantly being compared to you. Oh. Not you, I'm talking about the people that I'm going back and forth with. I like when people disagree with me because, you know, then it creates, you know, it creates perspective. You know what I mean? Oh, we're having fun. We're having fun. So yeah, I would never ever disrespect people merely for disagreeing with me. If they disagree, I will always tell them that's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion, you know. Doesn't necessarily make me a better person, nothing like that. Oops. Thank you so much for the gifts. Oh, 1 second. KFC, thank you for the gifts. I appreciate that.
Donations, gifts, donations, gifts.
M4 said, we not African. Absolutely, M4. Do not let the Europeans take hold of your ancestors and your destiny, okay? Do not let other people define who you are. You define who you are. And if you want to define yourself as African, totally fine with me, okay? But me personally, I choose to define myself by what my ancestors called themselves, not by what the Europeans tell me I have to call myself, all right? Shout out Suno.
Donations, gifts.
Suno sent the 25, I'm just gonna say dollars. Dang, brother, your debate score is impressive. Losing 25,400 debates in a row is mod. Thank you so much for that donation, Suno. I'll give you one more of these.
Donations, gifts.
M4 said, I am from Mexico, but I guess the first humans were, let's say, dark-skinned, but not necessarily African. This is correct. I mean, if you have family that's actually out there, then you know that most of the population in Central and South America are technically like my skin color and darker, you know. Suno, thank you again for the $25. I'm messing with you. It's $6.81. Okay, well, thank you for the $6. Yeah, I'm just gonna say 25. Thank you for the 25. I appreciate that. And who was that? Unheard of. Thank you for the happy unheard of.
Donations, gifts.
I appreciate you guys so much. Yuzen said y'all giving him money to keep buying grease. I do not buy grease. All right. Yeah, I don't put grease in my hair, just so you know. Me and my hair are guided by the water. I don't care said, do you think the elite is holding live dragons somewhere? Absolutely. I absolutely think that. I say that all the time too. When people say, well, where did all the dragons go? I'm like, I guarantee you that there is a few dragons somewhere in some rich person's zoo that you have no access to. Unheard of. Please don't spam. Okay, we're reading your messages. Don't spam. Mr. Hanky, I would probably say the same thing for that as well. ESO said, Earth is a globe, buddy. Well, no, it's not. I respect your opinion on that, but no, it's not. Ron Gent said, can you hoop? Ron Gent, in a past life, I used to be able to hoop, you know. If I take a few months to get back in shape, then yeah, I can still hoop, you know what I mean? But in a past life, Ron, in a past life, I could have beat Steph Curry in a three-point contest. I know you think I'm bullshitting, huh? Listen, Ron, in a past life, I used to shoot deeper than Dame Lillard. All right? And honestly, that's not even in the past. Still to this day. Hey, still to this day, I got more range than Dame. Hey, but I gave all that up, though, all right? I gave all that up. I'm chilling. Audie said the globe equals indoctrination. J. Cruz said, do you believe in the firmament? J. Cruz, I don't believe in anything that I have not seen or has not been tested scientifically. Unheard, thank you for the 30 jewels. I appreciate that.
Donations, gifts.
Guys, do me a favor, please like the video if you don't mind. Like the video and sub if you like the content. Do you have a stance on the shape of the earth? Yeah, I mean, my stance is that it is provably not a globe. That has been debunked so many times, it's not even funny. I also think that there is more land that we are not able to access right now. So my stance would be that the earth does not have one clearly defined shape unless we're able to travel around the whole thing, which we are not. Rar said, why can't we access it? Because of the military enclosure that we live inside. Here you go. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, basically, Neil. Yeah, basically. Guys, if you would like to call in, Trippin, what do you want to debate me about? What is it that is on your mind, sir? Guys, do me a favor, please like the video if you don't mind. Double tap the screen and sub if you like the content, okay? I love and appreciate every single last one of you. Yeah, the Discord is on my page if you guys want to call in, okay? Join the live show tab when you get in there. Artificial said, so you don't know its shape. Do you think it's possible to know it? Yeah, I think thinking about the Earth in terms of a shape is a very elementary way to think about things, you know. I think we should move past, you know, what shape is it, you know. Yeah, it's more about the fact that there's more land, you know. Like somebody brought this up earlier. Like, what shape is the human body? What shape is your human body? Your human body doesn't have one shape technically. You know, it really is not consequential. This is why they want to get you to think about the Earth in terms of a shape, because now it's hard for you to break out of that. You can only think about the Earth in terms of an object, right? But like, does California have a shape? Like, you might say California has a shape if you draw an imaginary line around it, but California doesn't have a shape. California is a smaller part of a bigger landmass. So is the Earth. Look, I'm gonna show you a representation of what I'm talking about. This is just a representation, by the way, all right? This is AI, okay? This is just a representation of what I'm saying. You see, this is not exactly a shape. This is a small part of a bigger area, all right? Listen, if this is a plane, then this part is a planeette. You see, plane, planeette. Keyman said, why is the ice not melting? Keyman, are you saying the polar ice caps are not melting? Mr. Hankey said, how come they had maps back in the day that show more land? This is a question for the people in the chat. For the people in the chat that disagree with us. Why did they have maps back in the day with more land? Unheard, thank you for the gold coin.
Donations, gifts.
Nameless said, what is the reasoning behind dinos are dragons? The reasoning is that nobody ever saw a dinosaur. Tons of people saw and wrote about dragons. So when you consider how close these two animals are taxonomically, when people are finding quote unquote dinosaur bones and fossils, they're really just finding dragon bones and fossils. And everybody knew this up until the 1700s when they made up dinosaurs. Yeah, like the video, guys, please, if you don't mind. Like the video and sub if you like the content. Double tap the screen. I appreciate you. Hannah said that's not what taxonomy means. Okay, Hannah, what does it mean then? Yeah, if you want to call in, you call in from the Discord, okay? The Discord is on my page. Hop in the live show tab when you get in there. And of course, like the video. Like the video, double tap the screen, sub if you like the content.
Well, hello, nice to meet you.
Morrison, are you up here to troll?
Sorry?
Are you up here to troll us?
No, I'm here to debate. So
Debate about what? Debate about what?
So yeah, I want to take the claims in a row. So first, I see that you believe that history is 100% false.
What the hell is even that?
I'm gonna need you to slow down, bro, because I don't really understand what you're saying like that.
Of course. No, I see that you believe that the history we believe in is 100% false.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it like that too. Yeah, very specifically, the history that you believe in. Just the history that you believe in. Not all historical documents. Only history textbooks, which is the reason why the history that you believe in is 100% lies. Correct.
Give me an example of a history fact that it's false.
Yes.
Like it's objective false.
Yes. So, for example, the Eratosthenes experiment. People are taught in history class that the Eratosthenes experiment proved that the Earth was a sphere. And that's 100% lie. Not only did the Eratosthenes experiment not prove the Earth is a sphere, it technically proves that the Earth's surface is flat. So it's the opposite of the truth. So what you're taught in school is usually the opposite of the truth. So if I tell you something that's the opposite of the truth, it's basically 100% lie.
Sorry, but that's not really a history fact that contradicts itself in the circumstances that it's real. So I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say.
Hold on, bro.
Of course.
What the hell did you just say?
No, basically I want to give an example of something. So
An example of what?
Let's
Hold on. An example. What are you giving as an example of?
An example of the fact that because you've changed to the subject.
An example of the fact? The fact of what? What are you going to give us an example of the fact of?
The fact that the Earth is not flat.
I never said the Earth was flat. I never said the Earth was flat.
Sorry, then what you said now? Like
I said people are taught that the Eratosthenes experiment proves that the Earth is a globe. I said that's not true. The Eratosthenes experiment, not only does it not prove the Earth is a globe, it proves that the surface of the Earth is flat. That doesn't mean that the Earth is flat. I said the surface of the Earth is flat. But the main point is that the Eratosthenes experiment does not prove the Earth is a globe. And that was a comment on why the history that you know and that we were taught in history class is false. So that's what we were talking about, is whether or not history is true or false. We're not talking about flat Earth.
So basically, you believe that the shape of the world that we think is real, is actually false because the Earth is bigger than we know. That's what you mean.
100%. Yeah, 100. That's provably true. It's provably true that the Earth is bigger than we know. Provably true.
No, it's not probably true.
Hold on. You said it's not provably true? What are you basing that on?
I can give you an example, but when you
No. I want to know, what are you basing that on? Like, where do you get the confidence to tell me that I'm wrong? Where did you read this at? Who told you that?
Well, I'm gonna give an example. Like,
I don't want an example. I don't want an example. I want the facts. Listen, sir. Listen. Listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm very petty. Okay, if you come in here,
Come on.
if you come in here and you tell me that I'm wrong about something, we are gonna spend the next hour making sure that you can prove that I'm wrong, or you're going to admit that you were wrong about that. So you said that it is not provably true that there is more land. Okay, what are you basing this on? What facts? I don't want any examples. Give me a fact that you're basing this on.
Well, it's a fact. The example is a fact. It can be
No, an example is not a fact. No, a fact would be a measurement or an experiment or maybe a primary document, or that would be a fact. An example is not a fact. Yeah, no.
Yes, it is, because don't know. Let's take that we.
Well, listen. I understand. Listen, bro. Listen, I understand that English. I understand that English isn't your first language, and so you don't understand. You don't understand that an example is not a fact. But as a native English speaker, I'm telling you that's a fact. That an example is indeed not a fact. All right, so maybe you don't understand the language properly or whatever it may be, but that what I'm saying is true. All right.
No, an example can also be a fact.
No, an example is not a fact. Yeah, no.
A real fact.
Yeah, no.
Like, what I'm gonna like, it's.
Listen, bro. Listen, not only is an example not a fact, but I'm not gonna go back and forth with you on this. So you got about 3 seconds to start dishing out some facts, or I'm about to move on. All right, like the video, guys, if you don't mind. Like the video, please. Double tap the screen. Sub if you like the content. Do you have a fact for us, bro, or you want to keep arguing about examples and shit?
I have a fact.
Okay, go ahead. What is your fact?
So, let's. We are on an airplane. Yes, we are on an airplane.
No, I'm not on an airplane. No, I'm not on an airplane. I'm at my house right now.
Well, no. When you are on an airplane, like if you look out.
Did you just say mom?
Window,
Did you just say mom? Are you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Like it's pretty early for me in the morning. That's why my English is pretty.
Okay.
All
right, go ahead. Go ahead.
But continue. So when you're going to look out of the window, we are gonna see some curve on the earth.
Wrong.
You're going to
Wrong.
see clear and
Wrong.
at the earth.
Wrong.
On the sun.
Wrong.
Sides. That's because of the altitude.
All right. I get it. I get it, bro. Listen.
All
right.
You can see the curve of the earth.
Yeah.
Like,
all right.
If you can see the curve of the earth in that altitude, it basically contradicts everything.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
The land.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
And curves.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
And again, that contradicts.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
The earth is way bigger than we know.
Hell
And
no.
we're just some.
Hell no.
This big
Absolute
earth.
nonsense. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolute nonsense. Starlight said, brother, let him speak. Hell no. I'm falling asleep. Yeah, hell, I don't want people to stop watching. You know what I mean? Like, let him speak wide so everybody can leave the live because of this boring bullshit that he's spewing. Listen, no offense, bro. You seem like a nice guy, but this is all complete, utter nonsense that we've heard millions and millions of times over and over and over again. Mr. Hanky said, come on, bro. Don't treat him like that. Mr. Hanky, I'm going to treat him however the hell I feel like treating him. If you don't like it, bro, then maybe stop watching Real Offended. All right? If you're real offended, then take your ass on. All right? Anyways, bro, that's some of the dumbest shit that I ever heard. You cannot see the curvature just because you were in a plane. And even if you can see curvature, that does not prove the shape and the size of the earth. All right? We are talking about the fact that I know for a fact there is more land, and it's proven based on old maps, based on writings from people, based on so many different things. And you are gonna, this is what you were gonna do right now, right? You were supposed to tell me how you know for sure that we cannot prove that there's more land. You know what you said? You said when you go up in an airplane, you see curvature. Yeah, so this is all nonsense. You're not even participating in the conversation we're having. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're not following the conversation or you're just trying to find a way to just, lead me into a place where I'm just listening to you rant about bullshit. But that's not what we're going to do, all right? We're not going to listen to you rant about bullshit. I don't care what you think you see when you hypothetically go up in a plane. That's not scientific evidence of anything, All right. And the fact that you think that is embarrassing. You understand? The fact that you think when you go up in a plane that scientific evidence that proves anything about the earth is quite embarrassing. All right. So, like I said, you seem like a nice guy, bro, but I'm not a nice guy. Point blank, period. I'm not nice. I never pretended to be nice. I will never be nice. Okay? So if you want to come back up here, you're welcome up here anytime. I'm never going to be nice, though. All right? I'm not going to be nice. If you have info to drop on us, I will let you do it. All right? If you have something to educate us on, I will allow you to do that. If you're talking bullshit, I'm going to tell you right away. Like I said, no hard feelings, no judgment. You're more than welcome to believe whatever you want to believe. But saying what you believe in my ear, you are not more than welcome to spout what you believe in my ear uninterrupted. Yeah, never. You know what I mean? Yeah, nobody has the right to do that. You know what I mean? Like, as a human being, when I decide I'm done listening to somebody, I'm done listening to them. I do reserve that right. Okay? Just so you know. Unknower said, bring me up. You interrupted him. You damn right. And I'm going to interrupt you too. Unknower, I'm going to interrupt you too. And if you don't like that, then get your ass on. All right? I'm going to interrupt everybody. This is my show. When I'm done listening to you talk, I'm done listening to you. Then don't come up. You know what? I don't know why you... All right, how about this, Unknower? I'll just ban you so that way you don't have to worry about that, all right? Since you want to cry. All right, you want to cry so much, right? Oh, why would I come up then? All right, don't come up. All right? Oh, all right, you're right. I am a baby, bro. I'm a baby. I'm a baby that's banning you, all right? If you guys want to come up and you think you're going to cry and I'm going to bring you up, not going to happen. Splenda, are you up here to troll? Splenda.
Hello.
How's it going? Are you up here to troll?
I'm not up here to troll, but it is going quite well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. What's on your mind?
I did want to ask you, before I put any topic on the mind, are you actually open to changing your mind on any of the topics that you believe in currently?
Is that why you came up here, to change my mind?
No. I just want to be sure that if we are having a debate, that you can actually accept any of the points.
We're not even having a debate. The chances are we're not going to have a debate. All right. The last guy that came up here, we didn't debate about anything. You know what I mean? He said some stuff. I called him on it, and then he said a bunch of other dumb stuff. You know what I mean? So if you believe in something and you have evidence for it, your focus should be telling us what that evidence is. It don't matter who believes you, who you convince, nothing like that. You know, I never set out to convince anybody when I come up here. I just come up here to share the facts, allow people to disagree if they have the ability to do that, and whoever likes it, whoever don't, you know? So, yeah, you guys need to stop focusing so much on me. All right? Just focus on the truth. You know, what is the truth? Yeah, what is the truth, and can you prove it?
Let me continue. I believe that a lot of the reason why people are coming up here trying to convince you specifically of doing something is because
you guys are obsessed with me. I get you guys are obsessed with me. You guys are obsessed with me. A lot of you guys, you don't have a lot of people in your life that you talk to on a regular basis. And so when you get any amount of attention or any amount of human connection, you know, sometimes, you know, you guys are hyper focused on that and you become addicted. That's the only thing I can explain, because I don't watch people that I don't like. I don't listen to people that I disagree with, nothing like that. When I want to learn, I go read a book. You know what I mean? I don't get my ass on YouTube and get mad because people aren't teaching me on YouTube. You feel me? So the only reason I can think that people come up here and if they disagree with me, instead of just telling us the truth, they want to pick my brain and focus on what I think, it's because they're in love with me secretly. My bad, go ahead.
I don't dislike you. No, you're fine. I don't dislike you. I'm also not going to try to convince you to change your ways at any point. I just want to know if you're open to such a thing happening.
Listen, it don't matter, man. Like I said, it don't matter. All right? If you tell us the truth and you prove it and I don't accept it, that don't matter. You know what I mean? That's none of your business. That's between me and God, you know?
But in the same instances, the reason why I think a lot of
listen, bro. I don't know if you want to waste all your time up here on this part of the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to be talking all night. So if you want to, you know what I mean, you know, waste however much time, you know, I plan on giving you up here, on this, then be my guest. You know, like when I let people up here, it's like extra time in soccer. You know what I mean? It could be 1 minute, it could be 30. You know what I mean? So I would use the time wisely. Go ahead though. I'm not telling you how to spend your time, but go ahead.
I would like to talk about the Earth, specifically how it is, in fact, a globe and not flat.
Okay. Real quick. Do you have direct measurements that the Earth is a globe, or scientific experiments that prove this, or are you basing this on observations of the sky?
In return, if something is an observation that can be done through mathematics, would you believe it in that case?
Why are you answering my question with a question?
Continue the sentence.
No, I'm not going to let you continue asking me a question in lieu of an answer to my question. Did you forget that I asked you a
That's the
question?
reason why I'm asking.
I asked you a question. Why are you asking me a question?
For clarification.
That wasn't a clarifying question. That was a ruse. Listen, bro, you're not smart enough to run mind games on me. All right, just cut it out. Do you remember what my question was? Do you remember what my question was?
Your question was specifically, do you have any facts that aren't based off of personal observation?
Nope, that wasn't it. You see, you weren't listening.
So you
I
didn't
knew
say
it.
observation
I
in
knew
your
it.
question at all?
I knew it. I knew you weren't listening. All right, let me tell you what my question was
Observation in
again.
your question at all?
And this time, listen, all right? Clean the wax out of your ears. I know you haven't showered in a few days, but get them ears, all right?
Showered this morning, actually, but I'm not sure what.
Yeah. You don't got to convince me, bro. Anyways, so my question was, when you say that the Earth is a globe, do you have direct measurements of the Earth being a globe? Do you have scientific experiments proving the shape and the size of the Earth? Or are you basing this solely on observations of the sky? Very specific. There was no miscontext. You didn't need to ask any questions for clarification. The question you asked wasn't even the question you asked wasn't even a clarifying question. I just want to know, are you basing it on observations of the sky, or are you basing it on direct measurements of the ground? I know the answer already, and you know the answer already. So I don't know why are you running away from this? Just answer so we can move on.
Question based off of what you just said.
Of the Oak said, bro, keep stuttering. Yeah, I have a speech impediment, asshole. All right? Splenda, if you don't want to answer my question, bro, we're going to stay here for an entire hour until you say observations of the sky or measurements of the ground. For an entire hour. I will not allow you to ask me a single question. All right? I'm Petty Pendergrass. All right? I'm Petty Riley.
I actually do need to ask one more question just before I say anything.
You can ask it, but I already told you I'm not going to answer. So, you know. Yeah, you don't answer questions with questions, man. Are you going to give us observations of the sky, or are you going to give us direct measurements of the ground?
If someone were to state a position of measurement from an elevated position, such as on top of a mountain, would that still be considered measurements from the ground, or would that be observations from the sky?
I can't believe that you don't know the difference between these two things. I don't think this conversation is for you, bro. I'm gonna be honest. If you don't even understand,
Sure,
if you don't understand the difference, if you don't understand, no, this is just like basic stuff right here that everybody can understand. You know what I mean? If you don't know what a direct measurement of the ground is, then yeah, you might want to just go about your business, bro. Yeah, I don't think this might be over your head. You don't know what an observation of the ground is, let alone have the ability to discuss what observations of the ground are even out there. So if you don't even know what it is in general, I know you haven't looked up the various different observations or measurements that have been taking place on the ground. You're at the beginning levels of the conversation to even understand what we're talking about. And I'm not a beginning level talker, so you know, if you need to ask that again,
Answering my question, you just decided to.
instead of you answering my question, you just decide to ask a question. So why do I have to answer your bullshit?
It's a
Are you?
clarifying question.
No, it's not a clarifying question. Actually, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Yeah, I disagree.
It is.
I disagree. I'm saying I disagree. So now what? Yeah. Anyways, like I said, what we get. I mean, well, I'm not gonna be here for an hour. But if you don't want to answer my question, bro, you know, we can move on.
Need you to answer the clarifying.
All right, cool. Shout out you, bro. Listen, man, when you're ready to answer my question, let me know. I'll bring you up. You know what I mean? Hey, listen. All of my questions are like last night's dinner, bro. All right. I don't know if y'all grew up in these type of households, but my questions is like dinner in a black household. All right. If you ain't hungry right now, all right, if you ain't hungry in the morning, when you get home from school and you hungry, that dinner gonna be there. Trust me. You ain't got to eat it right now. You ain't got to eat it in the morning. When you come home tomorrow, when we all eating fresh dinner, your dinner from last night is still gonna be there. All right? That's right. You're going to finish that dinner, boy. And if not, then hey, you're going to be hungry. Rar, are you coming up here or are you just back here chilling? Benta said you got cooked, Splenda. Shout out Benta. Benta said you got cooked. He said this is you right here. Oops.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Bro, he disagrees. The maps from 12 BCE said there's more land. Shout out Justice. In other words, I won't listen to anybody but myself because I'm the only one that's right. Well, as it relates to me and you, Jason, that would probably be correct. Yeah. Between me and you, Jason, I probably am the only one that's right. But, you know, there's still time. All right, Rar, you're going to have to get out of here. Yeah, you're going to have to get out of here. Chunky, that is correct. The sun is moving and not the earth. ES, what does the last line say? Izzy said, factually, it's hard to place a benevolent God as we know him on faith. Oh, people believe due to faith. Excuse me. Dutch said, this feels like Guy is in an alternative office floating in space, correcting our mistakes. You guys are hilarious. Listen, guys, do me a favor. Please like the video if you don't mind. Double tap the screen and sub only if you like the content. Artificially said, so if I make measurements of the ground and find a curve, what does that mean? I found a hill? Yeah, pretty much. That's all it means. It means that you found an area between 2 points that curves. Now think about it. Look, my chin curves, right? Just because my chin curves, that does not mean that my entire body is a globe now. That's literally your guys' reasoning. Okay, I measured curvature between 2 points. Now the entire world is a globe.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance. Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Rar, are you up here to troll us?
I have to ask you some serious questions.
My bad, you said you're not here to troll, right?
No, I'd like to ask you some serious questions on your thesis.
Yeah, ask away. Ask away. Although none of these things up here are my theses. Yeah, these are all basically what is represented in scientific data and what is represented in primary documents. What's good, Foxy?
Yeah, just thesis is not a word, just so you know.
It's all good. It sounded funnier. One
What
second.
document
Hold on.
do you
Hold on.
have
Hold on.
you have?
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. It sounded funnier that way. That's why I said it. Blue Rose said, "What does we equals not African mean?" Blue Rose, real quick. The out of Africa theory is a lie, and the slaves in America came from America, provably. Okay, go ahead, Rar. What's your question?
You had documented proof that the Earth is flat based on old.
I never said the Earth was flat.
Can you?
I never said the Earth was flat.
It's not round. Okay.
I never said it wasn't
Could
round.
you
Never said it wasn't round.
could you quote any of these documents?
I never said it was. Can you quote me directly? Can you quote me accurately, please?
You a question. What do you want me to
I'm
do?
asking you to quote me accurately, please.
Okay, well you could quit getting offended and answer the question if you
I'm not offended. I am pressing you. I'm not offended. I'm pressing you to quote me accurately. If you're gonna if you're gonna challenge me on something, at least know what I said.
You're deflecting over here, buddy.
Deflecting about what? What am I deflecting about?
Answering. Do you have a direct quote or an author of these documents you said proves that there's more landmass out there? You said.
Yes. That's what I said.
So what?
Yeah, right. Yeah, you
what
see,
documents-
I said that.
What time periods does this come from?
Yeah, but real quick though, like, why does it take 3 chances for you to quote me? Like, are you being dishonest on purpose? Like, why were the first 2 things just
You're a
bullshit?
very difficult person to communicate with.
How am I?
Very difficult person to
How
communicate with.
you're lying about me and I'm difficult to communicate with?
I didn't say.
You did. You lied about what I said.
Okay, well you can continue to deflect and victimize yourself.
Deflect from what? What am I deflecting from? What am I deflecting from?
We could just.
No, bro. If you say words, prepare to get challenged on those words, or be more accurate when you talk. What am I deflecting from? What am I deflecting from?
The question that I asked.
What question did you ask?
I asked you, do you know any of the names of the authors or can quote any of the documents that prove this?
Yeah. I have one of the documents. I have one of the documents up in the background right now. It's been up in the background. So what am I deflecting from?
A picture is not a document.
This is a map, the original Mercator map that is still used in high schools today. Do you understand that if the only map that you have of the Earth is the Mercator map, the original Mercator map has more land on it. That's documented evidence for sure.
The map that you're using is just a crude.
No. This is not the map that I'm using. It's the map that you use. No. Hold on. No. It's not the map that I use. It's the map that you guys use. This is your map, actually. Yeah. So that's documented evidence.
How do you know what map I use?
We all went to high school and we all get the same maps. That's why.
So that means you use the same maps that I use.
No, I don't. That's why I'm up here disagreeing with the stuff that we were taught in school. That's why my first point. Can you shut up while I'm talking? Can you shut up? Hey, shut up. I'm still talking.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. No? No? You said no?
Yeah.
My bad, bro. No? Let me know, bro. If I'm interrupting you, let me know. I don't want to be rude.
I mean, we're interrupting each other because you're just.
Yeah, but this is my show. Yeah, this is my show though. So I'm interrupting you. I'm interrupting you and allowing you to talk. I'm allowing. Oh, my bad, bro. I keep interrupting you. Go ahead. My bad. I keep interrupting you. My bad. I'm so rude, right? I'm so rude, huh? I'm such a rude guy. I'm a real rude boy, huh? I'm a rude boy. My bad, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I'm a rude boy. Go ahead. My bad. What? My bad. What'd you say, bro?
Who's the author of that map?
You said who's the what? Who's the what? Yeah. Get your crybaby ass on. Yeah, shout out you, bro. You know what I mean? Shout out you. You're being a little rude, homie. Yeah, I'm being extra rude. I'm a rude boy. I'm a rude guy. Do you understand? I'm a mean person. Yes, I'm very mean and rude. Okay? I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I have every reason to be. Why you stuttering? I have a speech impediment. All right? It is what it is. What you should be asking yourself is, as bad as I stutter, how come you guys can never beat me in a debate? How come somebody that has a speech impediment literally is undefeatable in an arena where all you do is talk? I'm just saying, y'all should be able to come up here and talk circles around me with my speech impediment, but you can't. You come up here and you get embarrassed. Time after time. If you lost, I will find. All right. Splenda, are you up here to troll us? Okay. Have you thought about my question, Splenda?
A little bit.
Well,
I've also
interesting.
thought about,
Well, I've been thinking about it. Well, Splenda, I've been thinking about it a lot. And I want to know if you have an answer for me yet.
may I also say that I've also been thinking about a few other things.
We can get to that after. Splenda, this is what I don't get with you guys. All of the other stuff that you want to talk about, Splenda, not only could we be talking about it now, we could have already been talking about it if you weren't so scared to answer my question. It takes literally 5 seconds to answer that. We could have been moved on. So whatever you want to talk about, bro, we can get to it, all of it. But you got to answer my question first. And if you don't, we'll never get to it.
I don't believe that there's an answer to your question because I don't believe that.
But then I guess we'll never hear. Then I guess we'll never hear what you have to say, huh, Splenda? I guess that's it for us then, right? Nothing else to talk about, huh?
Talk about why it is that you're currently grifting on the conspiracy theorist side of the internet to try to make money.
You said why am I doing what? My bad. I didn't hear it, bro. One more time.
Why you're currently.
My bad, bro. Just start from the beginning, bro. There's something wrong with my mic, bro. One more time.
Financial situation.
Oh, you guys are hilarious. You guys are so hilarious. Like the video, guys, if you don't mind. Please sub if you like the content. I understand that you guys are upset. But, you know, I don't call into your page demanding that my voice be heard. So I have no respect for people that call my page and demand that their voice be heard. You know, it's you know. Reddy said, I subscribe because I agree with his opinions, but unsubscribe after 5 minutes of him talking. Well, Reddy, thank God. You know what I mean? Because the last thing that I want is to have crybaby assholes like you subscribing to me. You know what I mean? I only like the people who can understand other people's perspective and don't think that everybody has to be a monolith to be in what we call the happy movement. So I do appreciate you, even though, you know, I'm not exactly your cup of tea. You know, you're entitled to that opinion. I'm certainly not everybody's cup of tea. It is what it is. You know, I'm not modest. Yeah, I am not modest. All right, yeah, do me a favor. Like I said, like the video, guys. Please sub if you like the content, all right? Oops. Dag said, am I banned? Dag, no, you are not banned, but don't get too comfy. All right, do not get too comfy. Yeah, guys, again, please do me a favor. Like the video, double tap the screen, sub if you like the content, all right? I love and appreciate every single last one of you. Real quick, Andrew, thank you for the $2, Andrew. Andrew said, bro, it literally says a supposed debate record. I don't know what you mean by that, but thank you for the $2. Sunyo, thank you for the 50. And then Costco sent the $7. I appreciate you guys so much. Listen, if you're in here, right? If you're in here and you want to keep listening and supporting, I'm about to restart the live, okay? Deez said, how's everyone's morning or night? It's going well, Deez. Listen, I'm about to restart the live, okay? If you would like to stay in here with us, then, you know, tune back in. If you are not having a good time in here, then please do not tune back in, all right? I'm just saying, like, you can go on about your day and leave us be, you know what I mean? I think about it, if you don't watch us and you don't like us, we'll get less views and then you'll be happy, right? What's good, Jason, Devon? Yeah, all the mods, I'm finna restart, all right? I love you guys, okay? If you do not like the video, then don't tune in. Jason, give us 30 seconds and we'll be right back, my dog, all right?